Well, now just looked at the scoreboard to the left, and it's gone.
We'll do our best. 1st and 10 from the 47.
I think this is the first time Arthur's been in its own territory. Here's a pitch and a nice play by Paul Ivy getting back there to make the tackle on Helton. And a loss of 7 on the play.
Paul Ivy, sort of a hybrid offensive, rather outside linebacker in the defensive end. He originally was going to wear 34, but they officials had to make him change his uniform because he was on the line, so they made him change to 51. So he went from Walter Payton to Dick Butkus, and I'm sure Mr. Butkus would be proud of that last play there.
I'll take that trade any day.
2nd and 17. 4 wide look, 2 wideouts, 2 slots. And Schuring, the southpaw sophomore, looking downfield, incomplete. He was looking to hook up with Cody Siebens. And a good coverage there by St. Francis de Sales. That was number 31, Corey Monaghan, the freshman there on the good coverage there for the Pioneers. 3rd down and long.
Tyler Schuring is 4 of 6 for 85 yards, 2 touchdowns. 85 yards, as we said, here in the first half of play. And I'm sure as things if things progress the way they have been, he may be done before too long. Here's a little flat pass on the left side.
Stephen Wright breaks 1 tackle, and he is down about the 45-yard line of St. Francis de Sales. They needed to get to the 43 for an extra set of downs, and he appears to be stopped about 2 to 3 yards shy. And is this 4-down territory, Alan Patton?
Well, I think under the circumstances, I think you pretty much, give the ball over to him. You try to do something, and with a 35-point lead early in the second quarter, people are going to say, well, you're running the score up on them, and that is not a good thing. It's not the sportsmanlike thing to do.
That may be the case here, too, because they were ready to get set up there, and Coach Dale Schuring talking things over with his ball club, perhaps changing it from offense to special teams. We'll see when they break the huddle here on this side of the field. So, timeout, and Arthur-Lovington, last time they made the IHSA's 2008, which happens to be the same year they won their season opener last, and then in 2004 they won the Little Oak Valley. This is a leap year, so 2012. So this, I don't know, just a theory, but Dale Schuring has been with this program. He has seen a number of his kids growing up with the program. And
literally.
Yes, literally. And Tyler, his youngest son here, so far so good. He had, as we mentioned, 5 touchdown passes last year, already 2 today.
Yeah, Dale's been here at the school and with the program for many years as an assistant, and then as the head coach. This is his 10th year, I believe, as the head coach.
Yes, sir.
And he was an assistant under Don McCarthy for many years before that. So he's very familiar with the school and the community, and a lot of years put in by Dale Schuring. He's done an outstanding job no matter what he has done.
Arthur-Lovington is indeed in punt formation. Andy Webb will do the honors for the Knights.
First punt of the ball game for the Knights.
Anthony Garrett Warren back deep to receive for the Pioneers. Nice high, booming punt. Anthony Gary Warren. Oh, it's going to take a nice roll for Arthur inside the 10. For Arthur-Lovington inside the 10. They're going to mark it about the 8. That's about if my math is right, 38-yard punt.
Hey, we're agreed on this. We're either in midseason form or we're in deep trouble. I don't know which. Going by my math skills, I'd say we're in deep trouble.
We have 9:07 left in the opening half. 35-0. Arthur-Lovington getting all their points in that opening quarter, and we will hopefully, I'm sure we will give you a scoring summary during the intermission between halves. So, 1st down and 10 for St. Francis de Sales pinned down inside the 10 at about their 8-yard line, 92 yards away from pay dirt.
See if they try to do anything different with their offense this deep in their territory.
Good snap, and a pitch out, and a fumble, and a quick cover there by St. Francis de Sales' Corey Monaghan there. They had the near side of the field open there, but unfortunately the connection unsuccessful, but fortunately a cover up for them.
Yeah, loss of a couple on the play. Not very good for stat line for St. Francis de Sales here in the first half. They had a couple good 3-and-outs.
Catron and Monaghan were split out to the wide side of the field, and as the play develops, Eric Matthews calls his own number, and
I don't think he got much of anything. Looks like they're marking it at about the line of scrimmage, so 3rd and 12 at the 6 for the Pioneers.
Line to make the 19-yard line. Excuse me, Alan. Go
That's
ahead.
okay. Pioneers have only made one playoff appearance in their history. As back in 2007, they qualified in Class 4A and lost in the first round. They won back-to-back conference championships.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was the East Suburban Catholic Conference, 74-75, but only one other winning season. Now we got a flag on the play.
Thrown way out here.
I wonder if that might be delay. That's what it is.
It is. Ouch.
That's three penalties for 20 yards for St. Francis de Sales. And that's going to go half the distance back to the 3. So 3rd and 15. Check that. That's 3 penalties for 18 yards. I didn't take into account the half the distance.
Try and make something happen on the ground. Stopped short of the 10-yard line there was
Dawson, I believe.
Yes, it was. You mentioned the last playoff appearance from the Pioneers, and they lost to Burlington. And that happens to be the alma mater of Dale Shuring, head coach of Arthur-Lovington.
Well,
so
it's a small world after all.
Yes, sir.
And Matthews standing at the goal line to punt the football. 6:55 left to go in the half.
And
Line drive kick. Oh, right at the 35, taken by Fagan. And he's going to be pulled down from behind by Paul Ivy. And that's going to be about a 26-yard punt for Eric Matthews. And the Knights take over 1st and 10 at the St. Francis. Oh, what is that? That's 37.
27. Nope.
27.
Yep, you're right there. Yeah, there you go.
I'm within 10 yards.
There you go.
And St. Francis de Sales is going to take a timeout with 6:43 left to go in the second quarter. Might want to take this opportunity to tell you about some of the other games we're going to be covering this football season on DouglasCountyDigest.com. Next Friday night, we're going to be at Tuscola as the Warriors open their home season against the Monticello Sages. And then on the 2 weeks from today, another Saturday afternoon game. Villa Grove will host Big Rock Crossroads Academy. That's a 2 o'clock game. September 14th, Arcola at home against Tri-County. And then the following week, back at Arcola as they host Villa Grove. Then on September 28th, homecoming at Tuscola as the Warriors host Central A&M. Then October 5th, back here at Wilson Field as Arthur-Lovington takes on Villa Grove. October 12th, Tuscola, their final home game, regular season home game against Meridian. And then we round out the regular season with Villa Grove hosting East Central at Villa Grove on October 19th. So seven Friday nights, 2 Saturday afternoons, 4 football teams, and 9 games. Not too bad. So, pardon me.
You are excused. And one great crew headed by Celeste Rogers and Tim Rogers. Celeste Rogers, our executive producer, and our videographer high above field side, Tim Rogers, making us look and sound good. We are most appreciative of them. And play has resumed here at Wilson Field with 6:43 left in the second quarter, 35-0 in favor of the Knights of Arthur-Lovington, and they have a first down and 10. And here is a pitch out, and it's Webb trying to muscle his way forward, and he's going to be propelled back from the 30-yard line. He did lose about 3 on that play there.
Yeah, they're going to give him forward progress to the 31 or 30. We'll call it 32. So it's going to be a loss of 5. And it's going to be second down and 15, I would say, at the 32-yard line. Now I've got St. Francis de Sales for 2 timeouts. That's, I don't know if Arthur's taken 1, so Pioneers have 1 left, and Arthur-Lovington has 2 remaining.
Showing this side, a little hitch there to Curtis Plank. Breaks one tackle, and he is down to about the 15-yard line.
Trevor Washington was holding on for dear life.
Yes, he was.
He was just waiting for some help to come, and I think it was Paul Ivey finally came along and made the tackle, but gained down to the 16-yard line. So that's going to be about a 16-yard gain.
Yes, sir. First down and 10. They're going to mark at the 16.
And that puts Travis Schuring over the 100-yard mark. 115 yards, 6 completions, and 8 attempts.
2 backfielders behind Schuring, and Schuring swings it out to Austin Dean, who's got a touchdown in this game. He takes it to about the 10 before going. He was tackled inbounds, so the clock keeps on going. So it'll be second down and about
where they got
the 12, so about 6 to go.
12, yeah.
I'll tell you, we must mention the linemen for Arthur-Lovington: Justin Hayes, number 50, Logan West, 54, 58, Jake LeGroux, along with, we'll get the other 2 in just a moment here, second and 6. And it's complete. And it's a touchdown! Curtis Plank from, we'll call it 13 yards.
Just a little pass out in the flat. Plank barely moved off the line of scrimmage, turned around, there it was, and then cut inside and went in for the score. So that makes it 41-0, and that means the second half will have a running clock.
Colton Yeakley, number 60, and number 75, Cameron Bonham, the other lineman. We mentioned the other 3 before that, doing a solid job for Dale Schuring and company, providing protection and opening up some running lanes. And
the bad snap. And Schuring has to go back and fall on it, and the conversion attempt is no good. That was a 4-play, 27-yard drive, and that makes the score 41-0 in favor of the Arthur-Lovington Knights. You know, Jerry, at halftime, or when we get a chance, I want to talk about the series between the Little Okaw Valley and the Vermilion Valley Conference. The last few years, those 2 conferences have kind of teamed up the first week or 2 of the season, kind of help ease the burden of scheduling non-conference games. And was not a good night for the Little Okaw Valley last night. Only one LOVC team came up with a victory, and that was Villa Grove. Of course, Arthur-Lovington well on their way right now. But we'll tell you a little bit about the opening week in the LOVC and in the Okaw Valley Conference at halftime. And I'll let you know what's going on there.
Mentioned Tuscola and Monticello, both winners last night. As we videotape this, we'll definitely talk more about that. Gotta love high school football in the Prairie State.
Yeah,
indeed.
I know a lot of people were saying that Clinton might be improved this year. Tuscola might be down a little bit, but it's so far business as usual with the Warriors. They were picked to finish 4th in their division in the Okaw Valley, and personally, I couldn't see how that could be. But a little short kickoff taken on the first top. Trevor Washington gets the football, and he burst up the middle, and he's going to be out near midfield and probably some of the best field position for the Pioneers. But then he's limping off the field, so that is not a good sign.
They came in here with 19 players and
had a couple that were not dressed that made the trip, and then a few didn't make the trip. So you're operating shorthanded, and that doesn't help any. So hopefully the Pioneers can get a little something going here in the last 4:54 of the first half. It might. If they can score, maybe they can put off the running clock for a little bit. But as it is right now, let's see, who was that? Was that Dawson?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
At the bottom of the pile there, picking up.
We'll give him 3.
Yeah. And then
we'll be nice. We'll give him 3 yards. He's got 7 yards on 5 carries.
Oop, movement there.
And a little movement in the line.
Left side of the offensive line appear to jump the gun.
Yeah, that's the 4th penalty for 23 yards for St. Francis de Sales. Move back to the 43.
Approaching the 4-minute mark here. Left in this opening half.
Going to be about second and 12 for the Pioneers. I saw in some of the pregame information they lost a very outstanding receiver to graduation, and he moved on to
Willie Orange, I believe.
Willie Orange moved on to Olivet Nazarene University in Bourbonnais, summer training home of the Bears.
Is it Bourbonnais or Bourbonnais?
Bourbonnais, I believe.
Yeah, it is. You're right. I've no gain on that, or maybe a minimal gain. We'll come a yard.
Yeah, we're going to call it 3rd and 11 as Dawson carried again. He's been about the offense for the St. Francis de Sales Pioneers.
They started this drive from their own 45. They need to get to Arthur-Lovington's 45 to keep the drive alive. 3rd down 11. Matthews launching.
And he overthrew his receiver by about five yards. Matthews is one of 5 in the passing department for 5 yards.
Plank and Fagan 2 and 7 respectively, covering the intended receiver. Anthony Gary Warren.
Yeah, he was double covered, and Matthews overthrew him. So, not a good combination.
Wouldn't be surprised if they take a chance here offensively on 4th and 11.
Yeah. Well, looks like you're tuned in, Jerry.
Well,
looks like they're going for it.
Let's see if they can convert.
Oh, completed the pass. It was dropped. They're gonna say it was a fumble or an incompleted pass.
Nonetheless, Arthur-Lovington taking over, but a good effort though.
Well, they're marking it at the 47-yard line. So Arthur-Lovington will get the ball where it was fumbled, or where it was recovered, we'll say.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see who caught the pass, but he was a couple yards short of the first down.
Arthur-Lovington has been putting double coverages downfield all game long, and well, they got to the Arthur side of the 50, Arthur-Lovington side of the 50. So here's the Knights on a 1st and 10 from their 47. So the man in motion, and Schuring is going to keep it himself back to the line.
Yeah, I think he's going to be dropped for about a yard loss if they, I don't know. Well, looks like they're going to give him the back to the line of scrimmage. And now we've got a timeout for an injury. Looked like Schuring was shaken up a little bit. And that is not a good sign. I know, I'm sure Dale Schuring wanted to go as long as he can in this first game with his first stringers, because you've been practicing against each other. You may have had a scrimmage last week. Just kind of get used to the game routine and stuff like that. But you get out, it really better when you get out there on the field against somebody else. And it looks like Caleb Schrock is the backup, so he's going to come in and run the offense for a little bit.
And they go spread themselves, 2 wides, 2 slots, and a single back behind Caleb Schrock. They get in motion, going to take the handoff.
Got past an initial tackle, and another one.
Inside the 40, inside the 35, and that's good enough for a first down. We'll call it a 17-yard play, and we have an injured Pioneer on this side of the field, and it is
looks like
12.
Anthony Gary.
It is.
Anthony Gary Warren. Paul Ivy's shaken up in the middle of the field. I think he's just worn out chasing down the ball carrier. Gary Warren may have.
Ivy's back up.
Yeah, he's back up. I think he's just, he's an outstanding athlete, good football player, and it's just.
He'll get a lot of time. He'll get a lot of time on the field.
That's the problem. You don't have very many players, and you're going to see the field a lot. You're going to get tired. So conditioning is the important thing.
The Arthur-Lovington coaching staff and training staff also attending to Anthony Gary Warren on this side of the field.
I think he may just had gotten some cramps because they tossed a water bottle over from the Arthur-Lovington bench, and they're giving him a drink. So I'm sure they've got holding his left leg up, and I'm sure that he's probably cramping up because it's a warm day, and if you don't keep those liquids going, you're gonna end up cramped. So, not that I would know anything about that, but it is tough on a day like this. And I've seen in the past where
sitting up now.
Yeah.
And he's back up to his feet.
I've seen on days like this, conditions like this, the officials will call time every once in a while just to give people a chance to take a break,
catch your breath too, yeah.
Get some water, get something to drink, and without charging a timeout. So.
And Gary Warren is walking under his own power to the far side.
Yeah.
Scored there by Coach Martin Quiroga. So we're 2:15 left in this opening quarter. So we hope for St. Francis de Sales, Gary Warren's okay, and Ivy, and on the Arthur-Lovington side, Tyler Schuring will see action again before this day is done.
Unofficially, I have Arthur-Lovington for 7 first downs. That's unofficial. I make the disclaimer here at the beginning of the season, all my statistics are highly, highly unofficial. So if you want to go by them, that's fine. If you don't, you can do it. If you can do it better, then you go right ahead.
Do you take credit cards? I'll buy it.
No.
No, darn it. Okay.
I don't have a little thing that plugs into my cell phone to scan them.
Play resumes here as we approach the 2-minute marker here in the opening half. 41-0 Arthur-Lovington.
Schrock still in at quarterback. Schuring on the bench over on he's over on the bench. Here's a pitch out to the left side.
Austin Dean cuts it back inside the 20 and about the 19. He picked up about sweet 16 there. Dean's been a busy back today.
Yeah.
Got a touchdown run. He, in fact, got the first score of the game. And the Atwood Hammond product as part of the additions to this Arthur-Lovington roster. So far, so good.
Minute 50 left to go in the first half. Knights send wide receivers to both sides. Looks like wings just off the line on both sides, and a single back behind Caleb Schrock. And a handoff up the middle to Dean. And he's going to get a yard, we'll say.
And slow to get up there is number 21 of St. Francis de Sales, Kenneth Catron.
Yeah.
And he
kind of plays, goes back and forth between defensive end and the linebacker.
Trying to keep him fresh there.
Well, it's hard to do when you got 19. You do the best you can. You try to put your best players out there. But we were talking before the ball game that St. Francis de Sales has an enrollment of 195 students. 90 of those are boys. So you don't have a lot to choose from. And they're a very young football team.
They go 4 wide. Stephen Wright gets the call. He's got daylight up the middle. A flag is thrown in the midst of Wright's run. Tackle inside the 10 at about the 7 will check the marker. Thrown in the backfield.
Yeah, flag's down at about the 16. So we may have had some holding there. We'll see. They're talking to St. Francis de Sales about the options. I'm sure they're taking the penalty. What was the?
It was a hold.
Hold, okay. So Wright got a couple before the penalty, and the penalty takes it back to the 28. I may be wrong, but
no,
that's
you got it.
No, I was going to say, I think I have, that's the first penalty I have for the Knights. I thought they had something earlier, but hey, I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. Probably within the hour.
Oh, won't hold anything against you, Alan Patton. Inside 10 seconds now left in the opening half, here at Wilson Field.
And I think the Knights are just going to run out the clock. And they do.
Halftime at Wilson Field at Arthur-Lovington High School. Our score, the Knights of Arthur-Lovington 41 and the Pioneers of St. Francis de Sales of Chicago, no score yet as we have come to halftime. And this is the Douglas County Digest Varsity Football Game of the Week.